Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you guys. We are here for viewer special number 10. We are in the double digits and I am super excited to be here. I say this all the time when I open these videos, but I am very pleased with how the viewer specials have been going. Particularly everyone's responses, consistently sending in games. I was a little worried when I started this series that I was going to be all excited about it, and then not that many people were going to hop on. It was going to be kind of like a struggle, and it'd have to be like a monthly or weekly thing, like once every 2 weeks. But no, the games have been coming in at a very steady rate ever since I started doing this series, and I have only you all to thank for that. So for those who are unfamiliar with me, this is your first viewer special video. What the viewer special is just my way of letting you all show off your own skills here on the channel by sending in some of your replays for me to, again, just share here on the channel with everybody. I like doing this for a lot of different reasons. The main one being that I've said it a lot lately. I mean, I've always thought this, but I've really been trying to make a point to say this a lot lately, that I view this channel as a community effort, right? Because I think that's the best way to learn and grow, not just in this game or any game, but in general as people. I think it's best to grow working together as a community, whether it be like, watching each other's games or talking about plays that we can make and like the comments, or talking about deck building choices. I think the discussion is so important. And I think it will help those who are looking to improve do so more quickly than trying to do it on their own. Even just like, as opposed to just like watching games, like, actively reading and engaging in the discussions, not just in my comments at all, but in other video comments and on the Discord as well. That is such a good way to improve. It's like, help me. I mean, I can tell you from firsthand experience, like just getting your guys' comments and feedback has been so helpful with my personal growth as a player. So I'm hoping we can do the same for all of you as well. So just getting different insights as well. Another reason why I like showing off the games, as well as different decks that I might not normally play or go out of my way to craft cards in order to play. We get to see some varying decks as well. That's gonna be one of the themes, I guess, for this video. Is I went out of my way to try to find some more like rogue, I guess, level decks, because so I did notice, and so some of the comments point out that, like, yeah, I tend to show a lot of meta decks. Like, why don't we give some rogue decks a chance in the spotlight? So it can be any kind of deck, it can be any kind of game, as long as it's a good one. That's I guess the only, I said I guess like 3 times in a row there. Jeez, I suppose that those are the only requirements, and that is also very subjective. So now, how do you share these games, you might wonder? It's very simple. You're going to want to share your 9-digit ID here, as well as the date and time of your replay. The place to share that is going to be, actually, if you go to my description, there's a link to my Twitter, and if you go over to my Twitter, at the top of my profile there, you should see a pinned thread from a few months ago. That's where I curate all of the responses. I like getting the responses there because it's one place for me to be able to view them. It's nice and concise, and I don't have to go hunting around to find a whole bunch of different responses there. That said, if you don't have a Twitter, that's fine. I definitely respond to the comments of this video, and that is the best way for me to view it on YouTube. Again, if you don't have a Twitter and would rather leave it in a YouTube comment, that is definitely fine as well. So yeah, that's about all I have to cover for the basics of, well, what goes on here. So now we do the part where we watch your guys' games. Let's go straight into it. Alright, so the first game here is going to come to us from Spencer. Submitted this game over on Twitter. I think he might have submitted a game before. The name looked a little familiar to me, but I could just be misremembering. I do that a lot. So we have an Evil Twin versus Sword Soul game, and Evil Twin is definitely one of my favorite rogue decks at the moment. I believe that's going to be this game right here. So I am always eager to show off and watch some Evil Twin games. Evil/Live Twin. I never know which to call it because it's both, so alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, how does our opening hand look? A couple of Kiss of Keels. Oh, we're going second. Okay, so we got a couple of Kiss of Keels. We have a Max C. That's not bad. Max C and Droplet going second is pretty good. We have a Secret Password, potentially a Beta Nash, and I guess I don't know if you're playing the Scythe Lock, but this is a hand that could potentially Scythe Lock as well, if you were into that kind of a thing. So looks like they're leading with a Moye, revealing the Vishuda. I imagine Max C is going to come down in response to that. Are they gonna have the response? Ooh, they have the Ash. Ooh, so this is gonna be this is gonna be a good game. Although since we've got the Droplet, I don't think we'll have too much of a problem breaking our opponent's board. You know, I talked about this quite a bit in the Sword Soul Tenyi meta, that, you know, Droplet is a card that I was surprised wasn't seeing more play. Not in Sword Soul Tenyi, mind you, but in other decks, because it does tend to be pretty good at breaking the boards here. Being able to hit, obviously, the Chi Shao, the Baron, and then sometimes there's a Cheng Ying as well, sometimes there's a Protos as well. You can just hit it all with the Droplet. Especially in a deck like Live Twins here, we can just Droplet, send everything but the Kisakila if we have to, and then still have plays, so... We definitely love to see it, although it looks like they're just going to do a Chi Shao plus Baron, so nothing too scary here. What do they send with the Long Yuan? Oh, they probably sent the Vishuda, right? Yeah, okay. They do have a face-down card that could be a Blackout, so we do want to be mindful of that. But, okay, leading with the Kisakil. So we can get the, okay, so forcing the Chi Shao effect, making them banish. That's definitely not a bad idea at all. Oh, and yeah, we can send the Kisakil that's on the field, because we can just... Now we can use Alila's effect that comes out. Ah, I don't know if I would have thought of that, to be honest. I probably would have just discarded, like, the secret password, too, now that I think about it. Wow, that's... Huh, yeah, no, it's just a simple thing. I'm like, oh, wow, like, you read the cards, and I should try that. But, I don't know, some interactions like that, for me, and just, I don't know, I guess maybe the way my brain works aren't inherently obvious, so... This is, I mean, it's a prime example of why I say it's important to watch other people play. Because I used to actually say a lot, it's important to watch people better than you play, and it definitely is. But I think it's just important to watch other people play, period. Whether they're, regardless of skill level. I don't think that should be, I feel like, you know, a decent amount of time we get so caught up in, like, how good is this person? Like, how skilled are they at this game? When it's such a subjective, like, quote-unquote unit of measurement anyway, that, like, I think just watching other people play in general, because even if you watch somebody who's making misplays, you can at least spot, like, oh, like, you know, that's not good here because of this reason. Like, it's good to know why the plays are, you know, misplays, instead of just being like, oh, well, they look like they're misplaying a lot, so they're just bad. Plus, it's just, I don't know, I don't really like dismissive mindsets like that in general. I feel like you can learn something from just about anybody, so, that's just my 2 cents, though. Okay, so looping back into another Trouble Sunny after using the first one to do a lot of damage. We even get to end on an Imperm as well. Yeah, this was definitely, I mean, this just goes to show how good Droplet is, not just, like, now, but in general. And again, how good it was against Sword Soul Tenyi as well. Again, still... I said again like 8 times because I'm just repeating myself endlessly now. But, yeah, okay. Destroying the Vishuda as soon as it comes out definitely seems like a smart idea to me, especially given that the opponent didn't have anything else to do during their turn anyway, so it doesn't seem particularly likely that they have more gas. They do have the Taya here, but yeah, we have the Imperm as well, so yeah, they definitely don't have any more gas left at this point. And yeah, I was gonna say, I don't really know why they bothered. Well, I mean, 700 damage, but like, there's no reason not to attack, I guess. But of course, we can just bring the Leela back, no problem at all. Okay, looks like we're just getting some searches, because why not? There's no reason not to. Oh, and then we can set up more plays here. Oh, is this the Nightmare Unicorn? I'm just going to go for the access code OTK. Seems like a solid plan to me. We can get rid of this for Feather Duster because we don't need that. And we can even use Leela to bring back the Kisakil and get an extra draw because why not? And then now we can even use the access code. We can make the access code rather with like the Leela and the Nightmare Unicorn. Or we can just make a Trouble Sunny too, either way. It really doesn't matter. There's just like multiple ways we can end the game there. There's actually kind of pros and cons to doing it with access code and trying to end it in 1 shot versus 2 attacks. Not that like they're gonna have battle hand traps or like battle hand traps are relevant. That's just one of those things that I always end up overthinking. But either way, it's pretty easy to find a lethal there. So yeah, thanks for the game, Spencer. We definitely love to see live twins on this channel. I just think the deck's a lot of fun, and I love the theming and everything. Like, I just think it's cool, like VTubers by day, thieves by night, and it's also cute that they're gay as fuck. All right, let's go and take a look at the next game. Alright, so this game comes to us from Lexi Rose, over on Twitter known as Lexi Lesbian of the Burning Abyss. Love the name there. As well as the pride flags in your name. As always, is a good time to remind everyone that trans rights are human rights. Looks like Lexi has a game with Sword Soul versus Necroface OTK. It's an 8-turn game too, so I was really interested to see this. I know I said I was going to include more like rogue games, rogue decks in this video, but this one I felt like it was appropriate to make an exception because I've faced off against this Necroface OTK a couple of times, and I think I've just gotten wrecked by it every single time. So yeah, let's take a look at what we've got here. Looks like we're going first. Our opening hand's definitely not too shabby at all. This is what we like to see. Looks like we're leading with the emergence for the Taya. It's like, I always am fascinated to see other people play Sword Souls because I feel like there's so many. I mean, obviously there is like a best way to do it, I guess, but there's also a lot of different ways to get there a lot of the time. So I'm just always like curious to see what other people are gonna do, like how they're gonna, you know, do their plays and stuff. Because, like, I would have been inclined to add Moye, but the Moye is also fairly risky as well, to be fair, so I could definitely see the appeal of wanting to go for a Taya instead. Oh, and we're going to send the Moye and use the Baxia. Oh, okay, duh. I don't know if I've ever done this line like that before. See, yet again, here we are. I don't think I have, actually, now that I think about it. Like, I think if you even went back and watched... yeah, just watched through all my Sword Soul videos on the channel, great. But I feel like if you did, you wouldn't see me doing this line, so... as always, we are totally down to learn new things, so... And we could still make the Baron here, too. Oh, and we get the Blackout Search? That's actually a really... Oh my god, that actually ended up being a really good opening line. Yeah, we got the Shishao plus Baron, and we have the Blackout set up, and we can even send the Baxia if we need to, you know, with the Blackout. Otherwise, we can have it set up for more potential plays next turn to bring back, like, the Taya or something else, so... Definitely a solid line here. We get to end on the Imperm as well. I also love our opponent's username too, by the way. I don't know if I love it, but it's just it's something kind of funny about it. I don't know. Ooh, okay, so yeah, they're already starting to do Necroface shenanigans. What did they banish here? Okay, they didn't hit another Necroface, which is good. Looks like they also didn't get a Soul Absorption set up, which is, I find, ooh, Gold Sark got an animation. That's cool. I find, you know, the Soul Absorption is like really has been in the past for me anyway, the kind of death knell against these Necroface decks, because they just gain so many life points you just can't keep up. So looks like they weren't able to mill too much off their own Necrofaces, which is really good. Oh wait, are we playing Thunder Dragon Colossus? Oh, I see. We're playing the like Hyper Librarian variant. Oh, that timer indicator was new too. Oh, okay, cool. So huh. Yeah, no, I hadn't seen this. I've seen like this variant of like Adventure Tendy, but I don't know if I've seen this with Sword Soul Tendy. Yet again, learning new ways that you can just build decks. I like these like alternate kind of builds because there are often enough times where the alternate, quote unquote, alternate build just kind of ends up becoming like more or less the main build. Because I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but there are enough times where the tech is out there and it's good. People just aren't utilizing it. And I'm trying to think of a case in the past where that was the case. Well, that was a lot of the case during... I think it's actually kind of getting up there alongside GOAT format in terms of infamy, but like 2010... Was it Edison? YCS, referring to like YCS / whatever it was called at the time. Edison in 2010, but that was like Quick Draw Dandy Warrior. I feel like that's a format, and I think it's why people go back to it, like GOAT format, that, you know, a lot of people could use, like, or can, you know, find tech and decks that weren't being used that were still very good at the time, because there was so much that was like being able to be used at the time that was like viable. And I feel like we're in a similar situation right now, especially with like, you know, you've got all these like adventure decks and like Hulk, Auroradon good stuff decks, and you can throw in stuff like the Cupid Pitch, like the Thunder Dragon Colossus and the Hyper Librarian. Like, there's just so many different ways you can play all these decks, and, you know, now more than ever, we're seeing archetypes that, like, aren't separate from each other, but are on, like, a spectrum. Like the, you know, Sword Soul 10E to Adventure 10E spectrum, right? There's another example. Shoot, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Oh, I was thinking of like Dragon Maid and Dragon Link. Like, that is very much, those are very much two archetypes that don't exist independently, but on a spectrum with one another, where you can like adjust the build to be like either or, like a half measure between it. I just think it's cool. I think it's cool when decks can be built in such interesting ways like this. I'm starting to see why this duel was 8 turns now with all these swift scarecrows, but it looks like we managed to negate this one, so still not able to finish off the opponent quite yet, but That's fine. It doesn't seem like they have much more gas at this point anyway, so... Even if they do, how many cards do we have left in deck? Like 17? Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a struggle. Oh, they have the... Okay, they did get the Necroface back, that's right. And we impermed it. That's pretty awesome, not going to lie. Oh, yeah, because that Necroface would have gotten huge if we didn't imperm it. What, 18, 11, 29? And they just crash into us for lethal. That's awesome. 29 plus... would it have been bigger than the bore load, though? I don't think it would have. I don't know. I don't think our opponent was planning on actually trying to finish us off there anyway, but cool. Yes, thank you for the game, Lexi. Very much appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. I think. All right, next duel here is going to come to us from Spartan, who also goes by Ahmed over on Twitter. I think I said your name. I hope I said your name right. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. So yeah, they have it's a bit of an older game. It's from April, but I'm definitely down to show it because it looks like it's Ignisters. They said it's at Ignisters playing through a whole bunch of negates that Synchron set up. So I'm definitely down to check this out because at Ignisters, like Live Twins, are a rogue deck that I very much respect, and I would very much like to build to it. I've actually talked about at Ignisters in the last couple of videos, or not the last couple necessarily, but recently, because I've been playing against them a fair bit, and not only that, but also... Wait, I thought we were playing at Ignisters. Okay, next game here comes to us from Shimi, Texas, who has a game where they were playing Sky Strikers, Adventure Sky Strikers versus Shaddolls. I kind of want to check this out because I haven't played Sky Strikers myself since Adventures have come out. Strikers definitely do seem that they're closer to the Rogue tier level right now. Actually, they're probably still closer to Tier 3, but like, you know, Tier 3 Rogue are debatably kind of the same level. Rogue is kind of Tier 4, but... you know, even I say Rogue / Tier 4, but of course we're still talking about decks that are far more than capable of reaching Diamond or even Diamond 1. Might take a little longer than other decks sometimes, but definitely still more than capable of getting to that point. So looks like Dolls are going to take the first turn here, and I actually just now glanced at the opening hand. Yeah, just now saw it, but it's very unlucky to not open like any hand traps at all playing Sky Striker, and especially to open double Ray and Roz. Like, ugh. But I think we should still be able to pull through here. It does look like your opponent... I don't know, what are they... I never know what Shaddolls are doing. I'm not gonna lie. The deck's like... I've been playing Master Duel all this time, and the deck is still a bit of an enigma to me. I mean, sure, obviously, if I played the deck or, like, studied it, you know, I'd learn it fairly well. And it's not, like, unintuitive, I don't think, but, you know, sometimes they bring out monsters, and I'm like, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, is this going to end on a Winda? Just please don't end on a Winda. And then they usually do, and it's like, ugh. Like, what are we making here? Okay, we're making Vert for DPE here? Okay, so we're not making... I guess we're not making the, what do you call it? Metal Foes. Not Metal Foes, Jesus, Metal Foes. Macabre, that's what it was. The Invoked Macabre. Okay, but we are setting up for the Winda here. I can, obviously, with the Schism set, so... Yeah, DPE plus Winda. Oh my god, and they have a Nadir Servant as well. God. Shaddolls are so scary. There's something about Shaddolls, like, if you can't, like, yeah, they're fairly susceptible to, like, you know, hand traps and stuff, but, like, still, if you're not able to stop them, they they get really scary really quick. Winda in particular, it's Winda. It's just Winda. Like, that's really what it comes down to, so. Speak of the devil, here comes the Schism, which is probably going to be used for I said A because I was going to say a Shaddoll, but it's technically El Shaddoll. It's going to be an El Shaddoll Winda here, yep. Using it in response to Rhoda, I think, is a little odd. I probably would have waited, personally, but I guess to each their own, so. Fortunately, because we are playing an Adventure Sky Striker, it looks like this window is actually going to be not too much of an issue. Although, have they used... yeah, okay, I didn't think they had used their DPE at this turn, because I was going to say, that'll be an issue if we try to set the Fateful Adventure, so we have to do something about that. Oh, I see, we were just going to battle over the window, okay. And then, yeah, we can use DPE's effect. Although we can't destroy the window with a card effect, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, I see. So wait, no, maybe I don't see. So we popped our own ray to force them to pop our DP. I guess they're both going to get popped either way, right? So it didn't really matter, I guess, now that I think about it. Actually, it kind of did matter, question mark? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, like, wait, if we didn't have the ray on the field, would we have been able to pop? I don't know. I'm just like... This is another one of those times where it's a little late when I'm recording, which is... irresponsible of me. I should be doing it like sooner, but whatever. And so my brain is like, it's not like, I was gonna say half capacity. It's like, Jesus, I would hope your brain's not at half capacity, but definitely not quite as functional as I would normally like it to be. It doesn't look like the opponent's doing anything too scary to us here, except having a window on board. Widow Anchor would definitely be a nice card to rip off the top of the deck. Although, maybe... Yeah, I was going to say, we might not end up needing it if we can just battle over this window, which we did have our DPE come back, so... There is that going for us at the very least. And we can even go into Hayate here during the battle phase with the Ray. Setting up, I imagine, the engage. Yep. For the Kagiri, what are we going to get with the engage off of Kagiri? Probably just a Widow Anchor if I were to guess for the next turn. Let's see, they have two in hand. We know one is a Schism. We might know the other card, just might not have been paying attention. Oh, no, we knew the other card is the Fluidress. Did we know that? I'm pretty sure we knew that. No, I think it was on board earlier. I don't know. Fuck. They usually don't play two, do they? Although it is a 60. Okay, so that was the second one. So I guess I was gonna say it is a 60 card variant? Question mark? I don't think it is actually. Huh. That's weird. I haven't seen a non-60 card IDS deck in a long time. It's actually, I couldn't even tell you the last time off the top of my head. Alright, yep, using Zeke to banish the Fluidless there. And our face down, oh, is the called by. Oh, we couldn't use that, that's right, because we have the DPE yet. Oh, wait, didn't the DPE come back? I'm just trying to figure out. No, the DPE was still there. Yeah, okay, so that was like, yeah, that's why we didn't engage. Yeah, okay. I figured that would have been the case, because obviously we would have definitely used engage otherwise. Let's see, it looks like they are going to get to draw their 2 off Celestial. Oh my god, they're linking... Oh, 3, okay. Oh, the Black Luster. I don't think I've ever had this card dropped on me, but I've thought about it before. I'm like, like, I look at my opponent's board, and I'm like, you know, if they have that Black Luster card, that would actually be really bad for me, but... Looks like they're going to set that up alongside a Winda. Ugh, gross. This card is so disgusting. Like, I don't know, because Shaddolls are a good enough archetype in their own right, but I feel like Winda has been carrying this archetype pretty hard since 2014. Although, to be fair, there have been few archetypes that have been good for as long as Shaddolls have, so I don't know necessarily that. I feel like I shouldn't make statements like that because I don't, you know, I'm not a Shaddoll player. I feel like I might say, like, Shaddolls get carried by Winda, and then now all the Shaddoll players are going to be like, oh, you clearly don't know the deck, because if you did, you would know that the deck is actually carried by some obscure card I never think about. I feel like that happens half the time when I'm, like, thinking about or looking at, like, deck discussion. But who knows? I mean, should all players know? I just don't. So, DPE's attack reduction looking fairly relevant here as the opponent's life points are definitely starting to dwindle down. Ooh, we managed to get the adventure line set up as well. Ooh, now they're going to have the Ash against the Draco back. That's fine, though. I don't think that's too much of an issue. Obviously, we would have liked to Draco back this scarily big Blackluster Soldier Link, but at the very least, we can still get our Griffin Rider here. Oh, we're linking those for Nightmare Unicorn. Nice. And then, yeah, and then we can use DPE to pop. Oh no, we're gonna use. Wait, what? I thought we were gonna use Nightmare Unicorn to. Oh no! I see. Duh. Okay, we're using DPE to pop to so that way we can. Okay, I see what you're going for here. I think we still could have, unless the Floored has an effect that I'm not realizing or forgetting about. But okay, we're going for Access Code Zocker. Control another Dogmatica monster. Okay, so I don't think they would have activated, but I mean, either way, we're still going for the access code here. Is this just not targetable by effects? Oh, it's not targetable. Got it. That's what I was missing here. I was like, why didn't we just like Nightmare Unicorn this way? But it's not targetable by effects. Got it. Makes sense. But looks like that was still enough to get the opponent to concede. So glad you're reading those cards, Shimmy Texas, because I clearly do not. So cool. Yeah. And thank you very much, of course, for submitting that game as well. So all right, let's go ahead and do, yeah, we'll do one more game here. Okay, everybody, so we are actually just going to go straight to the outro instead of doing one more game here. I had a couple of games written down here that I did want to show. There was one in particular I was really excited to show from a longtime fan of the channel, Birdman743, was going to show us the 6 Samurai Rongo combo, which I was, again, looking forward to showing off. Unfortunately, I did not see any favorite replays saved. That is one thing that I would like to recommend that everybody does, and I forgot to mention the intro there. That is an important thing, is to make sure that you have your favorite replays saved publicly, because if you don't, then I am not able to view it there. So, yeah, Birdman, if you want to resubmit that, or just let me know, I guess, when you have made that public, I would be very eager to show that off. But we still managed to show off some rogue games, or rogue decks with this one, I guess, playing some games there in this video. So yeah, ending a little bit sooner than I think I normally would like to, but we can just go ahead and end off the video here. So thank you everybody to those of you who are not only watching to the very end like this, but to those of you who are submitting your replays to the channel as well. Greatly appreciate it. Huge thanks. I love to see the replays come in, because I love the community engagement. It's just it was one of my main goals, I think, with the channel, is to not only share my own Master Duel experience, but to get a feel for everybody else's as well, and to improve in the game as a result. And I'm just really glad that we can make this happen. So again, if you want to share your replays to the channel, definitely feel free to do so in the Twitter thread that's going to be on my Twitter, pinned right at the top of the profile, which you can find a link to in the description. And again, if you don't have a Twitter, definitely feel free to just drop those in the comments of this video, and I will definitely be sure to take a look there as well. But yep, that is all I've got for this one. So without further ado, this is XLex. I'm signing out. Hope you guys have a fantastic day.